Why should we
Yeah.
care about politics if the system still treats us like we got the trial version of democracy? Go, sir.
Well, we still got to pay it some attention, because if we look to ignore it, then they're gonna be able to do what they want to do. Now, as black men, we have to be careful with it, because if we don't pay attention to it, like I said earlier with the Tuskegee Airmen, they're looking to erase that stuff off the books. When you talk about Jackie Robinson and how they tried to erase, when they tried to erase him out of the books on what they try to claim as DEI. Okay, let's stop it right there. This DEI stuff is going way too far. Going way too far. And the thing with that whole thing with Jackie Robinson, there was another brother in there too, who was a Purple Heart or award winner or something to that effect, that they tried to erase off as well. Now, what I've been telling folks, and you got to deal with a lot of ignorant Negroes when you tell them this, is to let them know that, look, that stuff they did and got caught, they did that it's on purpose. They're looking to do what they can do until they know they can do it and get away with it. See, and the reason why they're looking to do all this stuff is to erase us out the books, to where it looks like we didn't do anything. And they also say, well, they don't want to be embarrassed, I guess, because of the history that showed their savagery. Okay, so for years you always called us savages, but who was the true savage in the stuff that you did? We never bombed churches. We never killed kids. We never had grown men killing kids and throwing them over bridges like they did in Emmett Till. We didn't destroy cities like Wall Street, Rosewood. We didn't do any of that stuff. That was them. We got all these stories of such mistreatment. So yeah, we got to stay awake. And I keep telling folks, because it's just like a lot of black folks, they just sleeping at the wheel. Because I told a friend of mine today, I told her, look, that whole woke, I don't know how y'all was taught it, but when we was coming up, I was always told by older men and women growing up, stay woke, stay woke. And what they meant was basically stay alert. Now you get this white media who controls the flow and everything out there. They making it look as if it's a group of people. Not no group, it's a term. Elon Musk, he has a transgender now daughter, born a son. His name was Xavier. I think the girl's name is now Vivian. You can look this up, true story. He doesn't want nothing to do with that child. He said that his son was killed by, and I quote, woke mind virus. Yeah. So when you talk about being alert, being woke, and be paying attention to politics, even though we're getting treated the way we're getting treated, we still have to let them know we're still there and we're not going anywhere. I'm one of those. I'm one of those believers in how James Brown said it. I'd rather die on my feet than to be living on my knees.